Hey everyone, I just got a little instructional video for you on how to replace an awning arm on a Carefree Longitude awning. As you can see, mine did not do well in the storm and I couldn't get back to the camper in time to straighten it up, so it got bent. First thing I did was pop the plastic covers off. Well, I guess the first thing I did was roll the awning out and then pop the covers off of there, off of the end here. And then I've got a bungee cord just holding this awning to my ladder. It's a 6-foot ladder. Just in case, I didn't know, I've never done this before, so I didn't know if it was gonna roll away or whatever, but so there's that. There's wiring that runs through here. I'm gonna reuse this wiring even though the new arm came with it. And it basically just is running through a track. Let me show you here. Okay, you can see right in here that wiring is just running through a track, so it's really easy to take off. That way I'm not monkeying around with trying to get the wiring out of the wherever it runs when it goes through that awning up there or into the camper or wherever. So that's the plan with that. There are 4 bolts that hold this to the side of the camper. 1, 2, maybe 3. There's one up in there, and I'm not sure what's behind that plastic cover yet. You can see here where that snapped. And then to release the awning tube from the arm itself, there's a clip. I'll show you that clip. Find it under here. Okay, so this clip goes into this slot right here, and that's what holds the shaft into the motor. It didn't come out very nicely. I had to put a flathead screwdriver and pry up. I was a little nervous, but then it popped out. And then I started sliding this end off the motor. I had to stick a large flathead screwdriver in and just try to work it real slowly. It does not just slide off real nice. It fits tight, so I had to slide that off. And I'm at the point now where I think this is kind of starting to torque, like this. When I'm pulling the arm off of this way, it's starting to kind of torque over a little bit. So I'm going to loosen the excuse me. I'm going to loosen the bolts on the camper just a little bit to give the awning arm a little bit of play, and then I'm gonna grab this wire and start feeding this out, and then unbolt the arm from the camper, and then I'll be back with you on how to put it on. All right. Okay, welcome back. Just real quick, I wanted to show you guys. I did have to. I was taking this wire out of the awning arm itself. I did have to clip off those 2 blue connectors. You can get these little connectors at pretty much anywhere, Walmart, any hardware store, any automotive store. So I had to clip those off in order to pull this through, because like I said, it was running inside here and there was a lot of obstacles for it to slide through. So I did cut those off, and there's a small plastic cover up there, and then as you can see, that's where the wires go into the camper right there. So that's when this arm is off, that wire is just going to be hanging there. All right, we'll be back. Okay, so there are 4 bolts that hold this on. I got the bottom 2 off already. 1, 2, and then there, as you can see, there's one there. That's 3, and one above 4. One note is that I wish I would have took that one off while the awning was closed, because you can just put your socket right through the hole there, and now I've got it out and apart, so not a big deal. I just got a small socket. I can reach it up in there like that and get it off, so not a big deal. But in hindsight, if I would have known that before, I would have took at least that one bolt off. Okay, so I have the 3 bottom bolts off. The top one's still on, just to kind of hang it on there. And then I decided that I wanted to finish the end of the awning, taking the awning apart. As you can see, it's apart, and it's just kind of sitting here. One thing to note is that this awning does want to pull my ladder. See, I'm trying to, so it's this is kind of almost a 2-person deal. Someone could hold the ladder. I have it, again, bungee cord on there, but on the shaft here you can see where that clip goes, right there. So when you put the new motor in, you're going to want to make sure that this is slid on far enough so that clip can get down in there. How I'm going to do that, I'm not sure. I'm guessing it probably just goes all the way on. So that's that. Okay, so the bent awning arm is off, and my son is helping me hold the ladder. Hi, Finn. And that's what it looks like with the wires. There's one wire for the awning that I had to unplug, and then the other awning coming out. So just gotta start putting the new one on here. You want to make sure you put some new caulk on the holes where the bolts go. Okay, the new arm is somewhat on. Had my son stand on the ladder until I got this mounted on. I've just got 2 bolts holding it on right now, just in case I needed to take it off for some reason. There's the wires. Let me get a better view here. There's the wires, and this little guy here is just the awning. Oh, sorry. Just gotta plug that back in for the awning. And then this one I'm gonna have to feed down through here in that little track like I showed you earlier. And then on the end down here, this actually went a lot easier than it came off. I didn't have any problem sliding this thing on. I mean, it just slid right on, no problem. So all I gotta do is put the clip on there, which feeds down. The clip goes in here in this little hole. All I gotta do is put the clip in there, put the covers back on, put the wiring on, and we're all set. Okay, so that clip pushed down in there fairly easy. I would try to take note of where, like how flush that clip was when you took it apart, so you know that it's all the way down when you're done, because I didn't. I'm assuming it's good because I cannot pull this awning arm out anymore, so it's going to be really sad if I'm camping and that thing falls off. So I wish I would have noted how far down that goes, but the cover does fit on here. I think there's a couple different covers that come with these, but that's mine and it fits, so I'm assuming it's on there right. Alright guys, one last thing. Everything's bolted on. I got the wiring tucked in and done. I just got to put the cover on. One quick note for you guys. This little tool was pretty helpful right here. It's just called a pick. You can get it at Harbor Freight or any tool store. That was pretty nice for picking this wire out of the little spots as it runs through the track here. And also you can use the round end of it, this corner right here, to push it back into those tracks. It works really nice. So you got a couple new connectors crimped on there. I'll put some electrical tape on that, snap the new cover on, and this episode is over. So thanks for watching. I hope that helps you. You know, I couldn't really find any videos to help me out, so it was a learning experience, but there you go. Those arms ain't cheap, so try to take care of them, roll your awning in and storms and stuff. I obviously didn't get back to my camper in time before the storm hit, so my fault. I found that a used arm. Actually, I got lucky for 300 bucks, so I think my replacement arms are running anywhere from 500 to 700 depending on where you're getting them. Alright, take care. Thanks a lot thanks for watching. Okay, a part of the video I didn't think I was gonna have to do, but I went to run the awning and it did not reel in, so it was not all the way in like I thought. The only way to do that was to unbolt the motor, which is just 3 screws. You just take those 3 screws off, and then there's like this little gearbox, and I guess I'll pull it off. That just pulls off, and then you can make sure that you have this pulled all the way through, it just goes all the way. Then you slide this gear on, and then you bolt the motor on, and that's a much easier way to do it. And I'm sure that's probably the way you're going to end up doing it, because I bought a used arm, so mine came with a motor on it, but I'm guessing if you buy a replacement part, it does not have the motor, so maybe it does. Anyways, motor's got to be off. Thank you.